Welcome. This is your moon phase forecast for the week of March the 12th through the 18th. And I want to first pause with you for a moment just to think about how precariously vulnerable we are standing on this rock we call the earth, and how it's spinning. It's such a fast pace, but also how gloriously blessed we are to be on the earth now in order to walk each other home. So for the next few minutes, we're going to pay attention to our dance partner in this whole universal affair, and that is, of course, the moon. The moon is the only celestial body that revolves around us, so it's very up close and personal. And then we together, partnered, we orbit the sun, and we're doing that right this minute at about 67,000 miles an hour. I know. So I want you to think about that from the perspective of Earth. The moon this week will be moving toward the Pisces constellation, and there she will join the sun to create the new moon in Pisces this Saturday, the 17th. So this makes us in the last of the moon's four phases, the finishing up phase. And because it's going to be in Pisces, it's going to have extra depth because we will be in the burial ground of letting go. We are called now to let go of the past so that we can have a gloriously happy new beginning on the new moon. Now, last week, just for a quick review, we were asked to do some pruning, to cut away the weeds in the garden of our thinking and of our projects, whatever we're working on. And then we had sort of a booster shot for that on the 11th, March 11th. And remember, I told you to mark your calendars for that because it was an unexpected encounter that is designed to help you break through some sort of barrier. And that clue that you got then is pointing you in the direction of what you want to let go of when you set your intentions for the Pisces new moon. In other words, that's what you're going to bury and leave behind through the gift of forgiveness. And so that's the main thing this week. And then the second thing I want to tell you about is a major shift that we're going to have and what motivates you to act. And we're going to run into that again on the new moon on Saturday. And then I'm going to tell you about the road ahead that is already rumbling. The tectonic plates are shifting under the economy in our world, especially in the United States. So on the positive side, we have the goddess of love still going hand in hand with our cosmic messenger in a fire sign. And for this week, they are joined in fire sign by Mars. So this is a fabulous relationship week. In fact, the goal here this week, I hope for all of us, will be healed relationships that become a source of joy and freedom for everyone. And so now we're going to look at the elements because we're going to have every element of the moon this week. So everybody's going to get at least 2 days of compatibility. So that's up next. Remember, there are 2.5 days each month when the moon is in the same sign as the moon when you were born. And if you don't know your moon sign, just shoot me an email and I'll look it up for you. This week, I want you to pay attention to the elements for compatibility. We started off the week with the moon in earthy Capricorn, ready to go to work, ready to work hard on Monday morning. So that's an earth sign. By the evening on Monday, we had moved into airy Aquarius, and the energy really shifted. We did have sort of a nervous edge going there for our relationships, but then by Tuesday, Aquarius is bringing us a lucky break, sort of with the sun dancing with Jupiter. It'd be like whirling dervishes. You might feel like that. Anyway, it's a much lighter day, and so is Wednesday. On Thursday, the 15th, the moon moves into the water sign of Pisces. So all you water signs are very compatible with this. And if your sun sign is in Pisces, this new moon is your annual personal new year. Okay. Anyway, so Friday, we have the Pisces moon, not quite in the new moon yet, but on the way, she's going to meet up with visionary and imaginative Neptune. So Friday is definitely a day for lovers and art and beauty. Then we may have some feelings of vulnerability, as I mentioned earlier, when the new moon comes early. I think it's 6:12 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Saturday. And so it will be very close to the sunrise. You'll even maybe be able to see the earth shine that lights up the part of the moon that is not lit by the sun. That light's coming from us, right? And this dark of the moon will have us with vivid imaginations. We get to look at some of the nightmares that we all create, and we get to let go. So set your intentions, say your prayer, and release on Saturday. Also on Saturday, we have that other thing I talked about, the big shift in your motivation. And that's because Warrior Mars is leaving 76 trombone big parade Sagittarius and going into down to earth Capricorn. Yes. So here we are going to be ambitious, lots of energy channeled in a very well organized way, sort of carefully calculating about our plans and our achievements. And Mars in Capricorn drives a hard bargain, but it has a practical reason for whatever we do, very decisive action. So we're going to have that all the way until May 15th. And May 15th, go ahead and mark your calendar for that one, is huge because that great big guy Uranus is going to change signs. So Mars, pay attention. This is really going to set things up for us smoothly to move into that. Then Sunday the 18th, this moon is in fiery Aries. And so there we have the moon joining with our head and hearts and still giving us that be the first to say I love you kind of energy. Just beautiful. On the road ahead, the May 15th date that I mentioned is the god of lightning moving into an earth sign where he will set up a business arrangement, very cooperative, with Saturn and Capricorn. But this is going to be economic growth and stability, we would guess. However, not in the way that we would expect, because Uranus has always got a big surprise, something totally unexpected. And I'd like to leave you with this thought from Ethics for a New Millennium, written by the Dalai Lama. And he says this beautiful thing: consider yourself a tourist. Think of the world as it is seen from space, so small and insignificant, and yet so beautiful. Could there really be anything to be gained from harming others during our stay here? Isn't it preferable and more reasonable to relax and enjoy ourselves quietly, just as if we were visiting a different planet. Peace to you, and I will be back next week. Thanks for listening.